Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading's Miami office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Wednesday, July the 17th, 2013, and here's today's After the Bell Market Summary video brought to you by WallStreetTrading.com. If you have not been to the website yet, go check it out. A lot of free information on the site for you all out there. Also, at the same time, if you're interested in checking out our chat room, our intraday live online trading room for active traders, whether you're experienced or whether you're a newbie, it doesn't matter. You're more than welcome to come check it out. You could get access to that trading room by filling out the form on the right-hand side of our home page. Aside from that, let's go ahead and get into the video. Today was a very interesting day. Markets were pretty quiet. A lot of sideways action. Well, pretty much sideways action across the board in the different indices here. So we're going to go ahead and break down the charts. And we're going to start by taking a look to see how the indices closed the session for the day. The Dow Jones closed up a little over 18.5 points. The Nasdaq closed up 11.5 points, and the S&P 500 closed up a little over 4.5 points. If we take a look at the breadth on the market today, we had 3,967 issues advancing on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the AMEX. We had 2,197 issues declining on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the AMEX. So therefore, breadth was in favor of the bulls today. And there was some decent action out there. As you guys know, Bank of America had earnings this morning. They beat. The stock traded higher. It held above that 14 level and gave it a nice little trade to the top side. Actually made a nice move today. Was up 2.8%. We'll take a look at that here shortly. So let's go ahead and start by taking a look at the SPY, which is the S&P 500 ETF here. You can see we closed the session at 167.95, up 42 cents, up 0.25%. You can see we're still kind of just grinding up towards this prior high right here around 169. That's the target that we're looking for. Of course, at the same time, things are kind of slowing down out here. Looks like we have a nice base to work off of at this 167 level that we've been telling you guys to watch. That's right here from the big gap up we had from the opening price on that gap up from last week, Thursday. That's going to be a nice level to work off of. It also lines up with the lows that we hit yesterday. As far as resistance goes, again, 169 is the next level. We break over 169, we'll be making new all-time highs again here. All right, so keep an eye on that. That's how the SPY is looking. Taking a look at the ES. The ES, again, starting to show some nice little sideways consolidation right underneath these prior highs. You can see for the past couple of days here, we've been trading in a range between 1670 and 1680. We actually gave out the same levels to watch for today's session that we had yesterday. Only thing different was the pivot levels for the day. And again, you can find those pivot levels and those analysis on our Facebook page, company page, Wall Street Trading. So same thing for the ES here. We're going to be looking if we could break and hold above 1680 on an intraday basis. The next target will be the year highs or the all-time highs around 1685.75. The level you want to watch as far as support on the ES is down here around 1665. All right, and one thing that I wanted to show you guys here, I posted this on the Facebook page yesterday when we called for the sell-off in the market, so we got short some those banks and we made some decent money like the Goldman Sachs and everything. It was because this pattern that we have right here, we had a nice little upward rising channel. Upward rising channels tend to break to the bottom 80% of the time once they get to overbought levels. As you guys know, nothing can go up forever. So therefore, once they start getting tired, and once you start seeing that it's not making it back up towards the top of the channel, that's showing you like a little weakness, kind of like a little divergence there. So therefore, it broke down, and now we broke down. So we sold off yesterday, traded sideways overnight, broke down some more on the ES here. We held that support level down there around 1666, and then we rallied back up. All right. Now, usually when channels break to the downside, upward channels, they usually rally up and they either give you an official back test of the trend line that broke, right, and then they sell back down, or another scenario is that they rally back up. They don't give you an official back test of the trend line. They make a lower high off the highs that were made and then sell off. And then the thing that can happen if the pattern fails for the breakdown, follow through on the channel break, is exactly what could be happening right now, where we rally up, we don't get that selling pressure that you can see was trying to come in today, and now they're trading us sideways, and then off of this little move we had off the lows, it's kind of looking like a bull flag that could be in play for tomorrow. Of course, everything could change overnight, but that's just a scenario that you want to have planned out, have your different scenarios planned out. So right now the ES is actually looking pretty good. was able to break back above 1672. And we're going to be looking to see if it's going to try to reverse underneath this channel again, still here, or is it going to, or we're going to try to consolidate sideways now in this range and build up some energy here for a break over that 1685 level. All right, so I just wanted to show you guys a little bit more extra analysis on the ES there. As far as the triple Qs go, the Nasdaq 100 ETF closed up 19 cents, 0.25%, just like the SPY. You can see we still remain above these nice fast-moving averages here, above the 5, above the 8, above the 20, above the 50. Things, again, we have come pretty far at a fast pace in this slow kind of choppy manner. At the same time, if we can consolidate above here a little bit more above the 75 level, and we get these buyers to come in and bid these stocks higher, we can make a nice move up. Remember, the Nasdaq is making new highs today, new 52-week highs, and the next level on this for the next major resistance really isn't till around 82.37. That's why we keep on telling you guys, when the market goes up, you want to be invested in some nice technology stocks. And we could have some momentum in technology stocks tomorrow thanks to IBM. Take a look what IBM did after the bell today. All right, IBM had earnings after the bell. I'm not sure what the numbers were, but it is trading to the top side. As you can see, it closed at 194.59. It hit a high of 202.58, and now it's back at 197. All right, but it hit a high of I forgot what number I just said. It hit a high of 202 or 203 and some change. So if it can get back up there towards those highs by tomorrow morning pre-market, we'll be looking for a gap up in IBM up here. You guys know what it did last time on the earnings. It gapped down. Now this time it might give you a nice little gap up. So we'll analyze that tomorrow. We'll most likely be trading that tomorrow. You also had some nice action in Yahoo today, which came out with earnings. They came out with earnings, after the bell yesterday? Yeah, after the bell yesterday, they came out with earnings, and this stock did pretty well. You can see it's back inside of the channel that it was in here before. All right, this little upward channel we had before. We're back inside that little channel. So now, this stock's on fire. We actually, believe it or not, we actually missed this one today because we were looking at a couple other different names and different earnings plays out there. The Bank of America. We traded some Bank of America today. We traded some Qualcomm today, which was pretty good. So, we were focused in different areas of the board. But either way, if you were holding Yahoo, good job. That stock made a nice little move today. Could and should get some more follow through tomorrow. I would like to see it get some more follow through tomorrow to show you that there's some momentum in this little move it had today, and this wasn't just a little short covering rally from the earnings or whatever the case may be. But keep an eye on the Yahoo. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the IWM real quick, and we'll take a look at some more stocks as well. IWM small cap, Russell 2000 made new all-time highs again today. Again, still same thing here as well, cruising along the fast-moving averages. Nothing's changed. Stick with the trend until we see a break and see some weakness based off the moving averages that we're using as a gauge. All right, and the financials had a nice move today, guys. If you guys were trading the financials, Bank of America. All right, this one was chopping around a little bit on the open, but then got attacked together and started building some momentum above that 14 level. Really, once it tried to break on the third attempt to break past 14.15, it worked out pretty well, and then it made a nice little move to the top side. You try to break past that level right here. Then on the third attempt it broke. That's when the momentum came in, and that was around 11:05 or so. We're actually trying to trade it down here a bit. And we just got stopped out, had a tight stop and stuff like that. But then gave you an opportunity to get back involved. If you got back involved in it, good job. Again, the market was a little bit choppy. Actually, it was choppy throughout the whole day. But the stocks were not trading clean in the first hour of the session. I was looking through a couple of different names, and the price action was just not readable in them. So I just told my guys in the room, you know what, trade light, manage your risk accordingly. Don't trade too heavy right now until the market shows us cleaner direction, which it didn't show any cleaner direction because all we did was trade sideways. But stocks started trading a little bit cleaner, I would say, like after 11 o'clock or so. Sometimes that can happen. Sometimes they trade clean from the start of the open. It all depends the day, the market sentiment. We had Ben Bernanke on CNBC today, going over the details of what he talked about in his little meeting that he had this morning that started at 8:30, his little press conference, and that actually sold off the commodities. The commodities were positive, and then they went negative. But we'll take a look at the commodities here shortly. So let's take a look at a couple of the banks here. Bank of America is looking pretty good. Should get some nice follow through tomorrow. We had J.P. Morgan as well on the radar, was up close to 0.5%. The banks are beating their earnings, so that's looking pretty good. JP Morgan, as long as they can consolidate a little bit more below this 56, I think they're trying to build up some nice momentum for it to trade through that number there. If you take a look at the price action here, you got a nice little support down here around 54.50 or so, and then you have this little resistance around 56. So it's trading in the $1.50 range. As long as we consolidate and hold this level a little bit more and it stays contained, that could give it enough momentum and energy and give enough confidence to traders and investors that they could work, they could still get in this name without having to sit through maybe some flash pullback or anything like that. So keep an eye on JP Morgan. That one looks pretty good as well. Goldman Sachs was up a little bit today. Let's take a look at Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs was up $1.26 after selling off yesterday. A good level that you want to see Goldman hold above, I would say, is this little prior high from back here in February, and that level is 158.56. So 158.56 could be used as a support level to watch on Goldman here in the short term. As far as resistance goes, you want to watch this 164 level. Had a nice little up move. So we had a nice little up move. We may need some nice consolidation a bit before we try to move higher. Again, the banks still have that nice bullish momentum in them, so you want to keep an eye on those stocks on a day-to-day basis. What else? Wells Fargo up 1.14% today. Another strong name out there. I mean, this one's a nice looking chart. We talked about Wells Fargo on Monday, highlighting the fact that it's the best looking bank chart out there. If you just take a look at the monthly chart, I mean, look at this thing. This thing's about to go back and make all-time highs, and this all-time highs are right here around 44. The highs that we made back here in September of 2008 are up here at 44.69, which I think that price is going to act as a magnet. So tomorrow, if banks are strong, you definitely want to focus your attention on Wells Fargo, as it could have a nice little wide range bar. Take a look at the 60-minute chart to see how it's setting up on the 60-minute chart. Yeah, so the 60-minute chart as well. See a nice expansion candle here. If we could hold at least, I would say, the 50% of that bar right there and trade sideways a bit, that could be building up some nice momentum for it to try to make a move up towards those 44.69s. Keep an eye on Wells Fargo. Let's take a look at the commodity sector. All right, GDX got a bounce yesterday. Gold got a little bounce yesterday. Today it sold off on the comments from Ben Bernanke. And you can see it, not interested in gold, guys, until it gets back above that little inverted cup and handle. Whether you're looking at it from the GLD or from the gold futures. On the GLD, that cup and handle pattern that we had right there, that's that inverted cup and handle pattern right there, is at 130.82. This is your cup. This is your little handle. This is your breakdown. You can see it much cleaner in the gold futures. You can see it much cleaner in the gold futures, which we'll take a look at here shortly. You guys got to bear with me. I know I like to talk fast sometimes, so bear with me. Sorry about that. So GLD above 126 will be bullish for at least a rally up, maybe up towards this 130.82, or at least towards this 129.51, which is the declining 50-day exponential and simple moving average right there. If you take a look at the gold futures, the GC, you could most likely see it. You can see the inverted cup and handle pattern a little bit cleaner here, since it trades on a 24th, since it trades overnight and everything, more price action on it. You have your little top of the cup or bottom of the cup, well, top of the cup, top of the inverted cup, and then you have your little cup right there, your little handle, the breakdown that came below 1350. So I'm not a big fan of gold, real bull mode on gold until we get back above 1350 and stabilize. You can see we had trouble breaking past 1300 today, and again, if we all the rallies that happen below 1350 could be an opportunity for some big institutions or somebody out there that has a big position to short or cover their longs. They picked some up from right there. So you want to be careful in this gold. Remember, gold broke down right here, and until you get back above that level is a resistance level. And if we make a lower high in front of that resistance level, that could be an opportunity for some people to try to get short gold for a move back down to the lows. Remember, there's a lot of damage that has been done in the gold miners, in the gold sector overall, from the selling pressure that started coming in last October, which accelerated, back here in April. So you want to be on the lookout for that. Be careful with that sector. If you take a look at the GDX, all right, the GDX had a nice move yesterday and got smacked back down today, gapped up a little bit. Some of those stocks had a nice little move on the open, but then they gave some action back there. GDX, I want to see it stabilize, I would say above 26.32 before I really get bullish on the miners, saying, okay, we can start picking up some miners down here for some intraday swing trade, for some intraday active trading action, or some buy a couple of gold miners for a little momentum trade to the top side for a week or 2 weeks or maybe even a month, depends. However you trade. But right now, what I'm basically trying to say is that the sector, is really not that much. It's really not in play unless you like to scout. There's better sectors out there to trade, like the financials or those technology stocks, and there's better action in the energy names in that commodity space there. So GDX, you can take a look at GG. Let's see what GG did today. Let's see here. GG was down 63 cents. Still looks pretty good compared to the other names out there. Newmont Mining. Let's see what this did today. Newmont Mining was down 42 cents. Again, it's nothing real exciting there. All right, let's take a look at crude oil to see what crude oil did today. Crude oil was actually the only commodity that was able to hold up today. You can see here, we're holding a nice base above 104, guys. And the longer we hold a base above 104 and trade sideways, and these moving averages catch up, the more bullish this chart's going to turn out. So you want to keep a close eye on crude oil. I have the next price projection on crude oil up towards 110. We break past 110, we're going to be looking at 115, guys. I already seen the prices at the pump go up. I mean, the other day when I was on the Seminole Reservation down here in Florida by the Hard Rock Casino, it's on the Indian territory called the Seminole Indians, and they have a gas station on the on their territory. With also have the nice casino as well. But the gas there is pretty cheap. I was paying $3.44 for gas there. And then I went to get gas the other night, and now it's like at $3.55, and they're usually the cheapest gas in town. So then I looked around on all the other gas stations, and they had their price at around $3.58, $3.57. So got to watch out. If these gas prices keep on going up, we're going to be looking around for those ideas, that those companies that have a smaller profit margin when these gas prices go up, or these companies that they really can't get your business with these gas prices. Starbucks, you're not going to be going out there and buying that Starbucks coffee if you're paying $3.80 for gas or $3.75, whatever the case may be. You're going to maybe buy a little Folgers pack from Publix or something and start making your coffee at home. You guys get the drift? And same thing for retail stores and transport stocks. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on that little inverse trade. If this crude oil starts moving up, we're going to be taking a look at that inverse trade in some key sectors if this thing keeps on going up. So keep an eye on that. There was some action in Tesla today. Tesla made a nice little move back to the top side. You can see Tesla made a nice little move to the top side. Not sure what this stock's going to do. It got a nice little bounce off that 105 level. We called it out in our chat room for a buy above 110. All right, can take a look at the 5-minute chart, especially off yesterday's action. I mean, once it broke above this 110 area right here, all right, it gave you a nice little trade all the way up to 117. So some traders in the room were participating in that trade as well today. Me personally, I didn't trade that one. I was trading some other things, but some traders in the room, they made a decent move on that one. I wish I was in that one. That would have been a good trade to call it a day in the first 2 hours of trading. In any case, Apple, let's go and take a look at Apple. Apple was pretty much flat today, up 0.03%. Nada. Really no opportunity in the stock right now. Just quiet day in it. Again, but the longer it holds above 420, the better it is for the stock. And if it can continue to hold that bid above 420, we're going to be looking for this thing to make its way back up towards these 440s. They do have earnings coming out next week, Tuesday, it looks like. So I'm pretty sure that's what everybody's waiting for their report. And we'll see. They report bad numbers. I can guarantee you this stock may gap below these lows right here. All right, Apple better come out with some blockbuster numbers to make up for the lost ground that it's been getting here ever since it started breaking down and topping out here back in back in September. It's already had 1, 2, 3 earnings reports that came out prior to the one that's coming out here on next week. Aside from that, folks, have a great day. Make sure you make your way to the chat room. We had some great calls today. I want to see people participate in them. And, just learn from the analysis that we have here. We have a lot of good stuff going on. Make sure you get involved. WallStreetTrading.com. Have a great day, folks. Cheers.